How's it going, guys? In today's video, I want to share with you the solo to Shot in the Dark by Ozzy Osbourne, Jakey Lee on the guitar, and Jakey Lee is one of my favorite players. And to be fair, many years ago now, I did a video featuring my favorite riffs from the Ultimate Sin album, and Shot in the Dark got loads of comments under the video saying, will you teach the solo? And today is the day. As of the time of recording, Jakey Lee has just wrapped up his performance at the last Black Sabbath show at Villa Park in Birmingham. To follow along, you need to be tuned down half a step like it would be if it was played live. I know a lot of you are going to say he tuned up his A string a whole step, blah, blah, blah. I'm sure that was for when he was recording it, or it was just a myth to throw people off, to be honest with you. If you see him play it live, it is tuned down half a step. If you need to pause it and go and have a look, you can see it. I'm also going to describe my gear very quickly as well, because I know people are going to ask. I'm using a 5150 standard in stealth black. It's completely stock. I've not done a thing to it except for clean it, so none of you guys tell me off. I'm also using a Blackstar AMPED for my distortion, and for my reverb and effects, I'm using a Yamaha THR30II. Alright, let's take a look at the first section of the solo here, which is the slide part. And the basic rules of technique with slide is that you're keeping your finger and slide parallel to the fret so that you've got good intonation and you've got good palm muting technique up here to prevent any unwanted noise. And since we're using a fair amount of gain here, that's really important. So what we're going to do is start off on the D and G strings, 5th fret, and slide up to 7. Then we're going to reply with this little melody here, 10th fret on the B, slide down to 7, then we're going to go G7 and D7, then quickly onto the B string, 8th fret, slide down to 7, then repeat G7 and D7, with a little bit of muting there so that you've got control. So far. Then what we're going to do is slide down from the 7th fret on the D and G down to 5 there to begin the next section here, which is very similar to the first. So we've slid down there. And I'm going to reply with this melody. 8th fret on the B, slide down to 5. G5, D5. Then it goes 7, 5 on the B. And G5, D5. Then we slide up again to repeat what we just did there. And you do this twice in the solo. So slowly you've got this to complete the first section. That would be the first section complete. Now for the more typical Jake stuff, we're into the pentatonic section. We're in the B minor blues position here, and we're starting off on the 10th fret of the B string, where we're going to do a whole step bend twice. Then this common lick that comes after. Now for the fast stuff, and it's like he's cramming in as many notes from the blues scale as possible in this tiny little section here, and he seems to do it differently every time I've ever watched it live. So there's an element of leeway here. You can either go for the original version, or you can be as relaxed about it as you want, provided you land on salient points. I don't think Jake would mind. So you go... Then once you've got to the end of that there, you're going to bend up the 9th fret of the G, almost like a half step with vibrato, which gives you that really cool feel aspect. That's really cool, that. Then this little cool phrase comes after. I'm going to show you the notes and then a really cool little picking technique that he does. So what you've got there is 9th fret on the G, followed by the 7th fret and the 6th fret, D string 7, then we go back to the 6th fret here, 7th fret on the D, and then we go down to 4 on the D there with, in my case, my middle finger. Then with the little finger, we're going to reach back for the 7th fret on the D string. It looks really complicated when you slow it down, but it's way easier when you speed it up fully enough. And slide up to 9. Then slide away from it there. And what you're going to do here to implement a little tonal technique, which I slightly neglected in my demo, is you're going to incorporate this kind of idea where you slant your pick forward. You're picking quite hard here. And it's like you're picking this direction towards the bridge pickup, almost like you're skating across the strings slightly. And it gives this really cool chirping effect. Really cool. Then you've got this nice little phrase to finish on the D string. Now, a little cool tonal technique here as well is to apply pinch harmonics when sliding up these notes on the D string here. 2nd fret, sliding up to the 4th fret, up to the 7th fret, then pick the 7th fret again, and back down to 4. And what's cool is if you apply the pinch harmonics, you take them with you when you do a slide. Let's quickly recap that last section there before we move on. Really cool. I just want to take a quick moment from today's lesson to talk about today's sponsor, and that is Black Mountain. Nope, not a whiskey brand. They are the company that make these really fascinating slide rings you've been seeing me use in this particular lesson. The whole idea of the Freedom Slide, which you can see here, is that you wear it in the middle of your finger and it allows you to play all of the traditional slide ideas that you're used to while keeping all 4 fingers active and mobile so that you can do everything you normally would without having to go through the hassle of taking a slide off your finger mid-song. They're made of tungsten steel, so they aren't going to get damaged easily at all. They've got a fair amount of weight to them, but they aren't an issue for me, as you can see here. Another thing that's brilliant about them as well is that they come spring-loaded with this little hook in the middle so that they can latch onto your finger without falling off, which is fantastic. I absolutely love that. That's so cool. And also, I'm using the small slide, which you can see here. If you want to get something that's a little larger, they are available in a regular size and also an extra large size for thicker fingers. Definitely check them out. I think they're worth it whether you're a pro or a beginner at slide. Slide playing is a side quest for me, and I've been doing it for a long time and I really enjoy it. And I can see myself using this an awful lot more. And I think because of how free your fingers are to move and go back and forth between slide playing, I think it would allow a lot of you to get really creative with certain aspects of your playing without going through the labor of a traditional slide. Let's crack on with the lesson. Now, onto my favorite section of the solo, which is this. Slowly, what you've got here on the D string is 4th fret, slide up to 7. You're not really making a point of that F sharp. The main thing is the slide, just giving you a starting point there. Then we're then going to play what is in effect an A major triad there. So we're going up to the G string there, 6th fret, hammering on to 9, pulling off to 6. Back to the root there, which is 7 on the D, then back to the G string there, 6th fret. Then back to the root. Then we're sliding up to the 9th fret on the D there, and we're going to play a similar pattern here in a B minor triad here. So you've got... What we're going to do here is add some vibrato there onto the 9th fret of the D. Then we're going to invert that and go over to a D major triad, which starts on the B string here, 7th fret. Looks pentatonic from a visual value because it is. You've got 7th fret and then 10th fret on the B. 7th fret on the G. Then back to the B string there, 7th fret. Then we're bending up the 9th fret on the G, a full step with vibrato. Really important to add that vibrato there. So cool. Absolutely love that. Sounds dead complicated, but it's really simple. Now for the solo's crescendo, and it features a really cool signature Jakey Lee picking technique. Before I get to that though, let me demonstrate the melody very quickly. We're on the B string here, 7th fret. We're then going to play 8, 10, 12, back down to 10, then back down to 8. Then we're going over to the high E string, where we're going to play 7, 9, 10, 12, and then bend up 12 a whole step. Now, what makes this signature is rather than doing straight up tremolo picking, which sounds cool, but the thing that gives it that extra 5% is you're actually doing your tremolo picking over the 15th fret, because it reveals another note. Do your gentlest of tremolo picking over the 15th fret, accompany with that melody, and then you're all sorted. Really cool. That is the solo to Shot in the Dark. Just as a treat, I'm going to play some of the rhythm section of the song because it's so fun to play. If you want me to do a lesson on that, maybe hit the like button, subscribe, maybe leave a comment, and I might do it. Here we go. Thank you very much for watching this video, you guys. I hope you've liked what you've seen. If you'd like me to cover more Jakey Lee solos that he did with Ozzy, please let me know in the comments. I've learned a fair amount in the past, and I'd happily dig them out for you so that we can take a look at them. Also, once again, thank you very much to Black Mountain for sending over the Freedom Slide. What a cool idea. If you guys want to check the link in the description box below, you can read about them there and hopefully purchase one if you're feeling inspired to do so. In the meantime, guys, thank you so much. If you have any other requests for Jakey Lee solos, let me know in the comments. Hit the subscribe button, I'd really appreciate it, and I'll see you again in the next one. Bye-bye.